AMU is making the college football playoff, and that's because Duke won the ACC Conference Championship game over Virginia. Theoretically, the committee could just move Duke up a bunch of spots, move them over JMU, and have Duke be the 5th highest ranked conference champion, but they're probably not going to do that. Which means we will see 2 group of 5 teams, Tulane and JMU, in the college football playoff this year. The other 3 auto bids being Texas Tech, who beat BYU in their conference championship game, Georgia, who dog-walked Alabama in their conference championship game, and Indiana, who beat Ohio State by 3. For the at-large bids, I think Ohio State, Oklahoma, Oregon, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M are locks here. We're going to see a really interesting thing play out with Alabama, Notre Dame, BYU, and Miami. These 4 teams are competing for 2 spots, and there's arguments for and against all of them. Alabama got absolutely dog-walked by Georgia in their conference championship game, and they did not look like a playoff team. But at the same time, can you really punish a team for getting to their conference championship game when Ole Miss, A&M, and Oklahoma weren't good enough to make the conference championship game? Notre Dame, meanwhile, has a loss to Miami and a loss to A&M, both coming really early in the season, but their biggest win is against number 16th USC. BYU is almost definitely out of it. They got beat pretty bad by Texas Tech in their conference championship game, and they were already on the outside looking in, but if they move down, is going to be important. Obviously, Miami has the head-to-head win over Notre Dame. They do have 2 bad losses, and that's why they didn't make their conference championship game, but they do have the head-to-head over Notre Dame. The committee has said that Notre Dame and Miami are not ranked close enough, even though they're just 1 spot apart, to use that head-to-head as a tiebreaker. But if they were to be right next to each other, then you'd be able to use that head-to-head as a tiebreaker. If BYU were to fall below Miami, Miami moved up to 11th and Notre Dame stayed at 10th, then Miami and Notre Dame would be right next to each other, and they would be able to use that head-to-head. Miami would almost certainly jump Notre Dame in that situation. Now, there is a way the committee can avoid this, and I'd hate to see it, but if they moved Alabama down to 10 and put Notre Dame at 9, they can move BYU wherever they want to and Miami up to 11, and Miami would still be on the outside looking in, and there would be Alabama in between them where they wouldn't be able to use that head-to-head tiebreaker. There's a lot of different ways the committee could play this, and we're not really sure exactly what they'll do, but we do know right now is that these are the 5 auto bids: Tulane, Texas Tech, Georgia, Indiana, and JMU. They are all certainly in. Also know that Ohio State is for sure in. Oklahoma, Oregon, Ole Miss, and A&M all have like a 99% chance of getting in. I don't see a world where they would drop any of those teams right there. So it's really going to come down to these 4 teams here. Where do they drop Alabama? Do they punish them for playing in their conference championship game and losing? What do they do with Notre Dame, who didn't play today? And what do they do with Miami, who didn't play today? Let me know in the comments what you think will happen or what you think should happen. How would you play this if you were the committee? And don't forget to like and follow for more college football content.